Hey, my friend, it's Massaro, CEO of Moving Mastery and founder of Moving Sales Academy. When I'm working with my one-on-one coaching clients, the first thing we do is we establish where they are now, right? What level their company's at, what's going on, what kind of revenue they're doing, what their infrastructure looks like. And then we talk about where they want to take their company. What level do they want to get to? How big do they want to grow? How much money do they want to make, right? And then we break down a step-by-step plan to get them there. Well, after we break down the step-by-step plan, we need to make sure that those steps are implemented. I want to see those steps on the calendar. I want to see them actually put them on the calendar and block out time to start working on what really matters to move their business forward. Because listen, we all know that it's way too easy to just show up at work, show up at your office, and be totally inundated with other people's problems, other people's priorities. And even though it's your company, you have to stay focused on what's really important and what's really going to take you to that level that you want to get to. And if you're going to do that, you have to be intentional about it and you have to be disciplined about it. All right. And it has to be on your calendar, because if it's not on your calendar, no matter how much motivation you have, no matter how much hard work you have, no matter how much hustle you put in, you're either not going to get there or you're not going to get there as quick as you could if you're intentional about scheduling the stuff that matters on your calendar to really move your business forward. All right. So I want to talk about the importance of putting your priorities on your calendar and getting them handled. All right. First thing you want to do is establish your priorities. What three things are going to really make a huge impact? What three things that if you got them done would just put you so much further and so much closer to your goal that it would just make a tremendous impact on your business? All right. You have to know what your priorities are, because it's too easy to show up and all of a sudden this person calls in and wants to talk about this, or this person emails you and wants to talk about that. You have to stay focused. As the leader of your company, you have to know what your priorities are and know what you're working towards every single day. All right. Then once you know the priorities, you have to determine the tasks. So if your priority is that you want to grow a company to $10 million, you have to break that down. How are you going to get there? Right? You can't just go, I'm going to work hard every day until one day I come up for air and I'm at $10 million. You need to have a plan for getting there. And once you establish your priorities, right, then you break it down into tasks. What are the steps that it's going to take? Who needs to do the steps? Are they you? Or are you going to delegate certain steps? All right. Once you have the steps, you need to put them on your calendar. This is so important. All right. I know a lot of people, this was me for a lot of years. I didn't learn this for, years. I mean, I had several offices open by the time I learned this strategy, and I could tell you it was a game changer for me. All right. It's one thing to have a list. When I first started, I'd literally get a legal pad out and just make a list of all the stuff I needed to do, right, to accomplish my goals. I'd list it all down on several sheets of paper and just start crossing it off, right? Crossing it off as it got done. And it was effective for the most part. Right? And if you're doing that now, I'm sure it's effective for the most part. But if you want to reach the level of success that you're trying to get to quicker, and you want to get there for sure, you need to make sure that the things that need to get done are blocked out on your calendar to get accomplished. All right. And so let me just tell you what I mean by this. So for example, Monday morning, when you come into the office, you have your calendar and I'm working on this specifically. Right? So if one of the things you need to do is work on your marketing campaign, you're going to block off an hour, hypothetically, okay? It all relates on how much time each task needs. But the point is, your calendar, your electronic calendar on your computer is literally going to have blocks of all the tasks. So instead of just having them on a sheet of paper, you're going to have them in specific time blocks to where you know what you need to do. From 8 to 9, you're working on this. From 9 to 12, you're working on this. And every week, you're going to want to plan that out to make sure that it's on the calendar. Because if it's not on the calendar, you're not going to get as much done, and you're not going to get as much done quickly. And you're going to end up falling victim to dealing with other people's priorities. You're going to end up falling victim to answering and responding to emails that are other people's priorities and not your priorities. You need to take charge, be disciplined and intentional about what you do with your day. right? What makes the difference between the people that really succeed at high levels and the people that, are constantly falling short of where they want to grow to, right? Because listen, we all have different goals. We all have different dreams. There's no right or wrong answer, all right? Your goal may be, I just want to make enough money to take care of my family and live comfortably. And if that's your goal, cool. If your goal is, hey, I want a $100 million company, and that's what you feel you want to shoot for, cool. The idea is that whatever it is, you need to be intentional about getting there. You can't just show up to work hard, and think that it's going to happen. All right? So having specific things on the calendar is a game changer. So then what you want to do is, once you basically schedule out the priorities, all the things, all the tasks that you need to do to reach that level of achievement that you want to get to, right, or accomplish a certain project or a certain goal, are on the calendar, schedule a set time for emails, okay? There's no reason that you should be responding to emails all day, every day. This is a trap that's holding so many people back. And as a business owner, this should not be you. Unless you are at a level where you're dealing with sales or you're dealing with customer service where you need to respond to people immediately, there's no reason that you should be checking your email more than 3 times a day. All right? 2 times a day ideally. Once in the morning, once in the evening. All right? For me, I do a spot check in the morning to make sure there's nothing important. Then I go to work. And I handle my priorities. I work on the things that are going to move my business forward. And then at the end of the day, I have a block of time on my calendar set to process emails. Not check them, process them. Go through them, respond. If I need to set up a certain task and put it on my calendar for some time in the future, I'll do that. If I need to set a meeting with somebody and put it on my calendar, I'll do that. But I process my emails and I'm done with them. You know why? Your emails are not your priorities. Unless you're waiting for a response from somebody on a specific item that's part of your priorities that's going to help you move forward, it's other people's priorities. It's what's important to them, right? And if you're going to lead and you're going to be a leader and grow your company, you need to stay, again, disciplined on your priorities and not worry about what everybody else has going on. Don't worry about it if you don't answer them back right away. You don't need to put an autoresponder and say, I'm going to, I'll email you back tomorrow or the end of the day, right? Just have your set time of working on emails. Make sure your staff knows that you only respond to emails at this certain time, and make sure they know how to get a hold of you. Otherwise, right, if they have an issue, they need to text you. If they have an issue, they need to call you. If they have an issue, they need to come to your office. Let them know you're not checking emails all day, all right? Only if you're dealing with customer service, only if you're dealing with sales, should you be on your email all day. This is a time killer, and it's keeping people away from achieving their dreams, all right? Then schedule meetings, appointments, and other commitments on your calendar. All right? Your calendar should be what you do from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep should be on your calendar. All right? You go to the gym. When do you go to the gym? Put that on the calendar. Right? You have a haircut on Thursday. Put that on the calendar. Right? You have a meeting with your sales team Monday morning. Put it on the calendar. You have to know what you're working with time-wise. You only have, we all have the same 24 hours in the day, right? So you have to know what you're working with. And if you know, hey, Monday morning I have a sales meeting with my staff. I need an hour at the end of the day for processing my emails. I have a meeting with, whoever at noon. Okay, you know what other times you have to work with so that you can schedule in your priorities. All right, fill up the calendar, fill up the time with stuff that's really going to move you forward. And you know what? If something comes up and you need to move, you could literally drag and drop stuff and move it on your electronic calendar on your computer. So like Monday comes and something really comes up, don't be nervous to schedule things, because a lot of times what will happen is people will be nervous to schedule things on their calendar because they'll say, well, what if something comes up? What if an emergency comes up? If an emergency comes up, you move whatever you had there to a different time spot. You don't just cancel it, you find another time slot for it. All right? This is so important. If you really want to, listen, You may be very, very successful. I was very successful before I ever learned this. But once I learned this, I became more successful and less stressful. All right? That's the key. This is going to help you be in control of your day, which helps you to be in control of your life, which will help you to be in control of your business. All right? If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below. Until I see you next week, start putting stuff on your calendar. Go out there, profit in business, thrive in life. I'll see you later. Hey, my friend, it's Lewis. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Do me 2 favors. Number 1, subscribe to this channel so that you continue to get updates every time I release new training for you. And number 2, if you'd like to get ahead a little bit faster and become more profitable in your business, what I'd like to do is give you a copy of my 10 rules of a profitable moving company. These are the same 10 rules that I applied in my business that helped me grow it into a multi-million-dollar nationwide company. Okay, so all you need to do is click on the link on this page or head over to lewismassaro.com/10 rules. So that's Lewis, L-O-U-I-S, Massaro, MASSARO.com/10 rules. Just put in your name and email address and I'll email you out a copy. Okay, until then, every single day, go out and profit in business and thrive in life. I'll see you later.